Muy buenas chicos y chicas, al habla XVI y aquí seguimos en Final Fantasy XVI. Después de haber visitado nuestro antiguo hogar y habernos enfrentado a Hugo, llega el momento de un pequeño descanso. ¿Y qué significa eso? Misiones secundarias y cacerías. Vamos a ver primero qué ocurre en la guarida.
Just look at the state of you. You're more of a wreck than this place. Is this what you call taking better care of yourself? No more excuses, your ladyship. I order you to rest. Fine. I'll rest.
Don't worry, Gav. She's in good hands.
But we should have never let her fall into Hugo's. Back when he had some like. The question is, where is he now?
And what the hell were those royalists doing there?
I was wondering about that all the way home.
Otto may have heard something. I'll talk to him.
And I'll talk to Tomes.
The lawsman. About what?
About your faithful hound for a start. If any four-legged friend's ever done that before, I'm betting Tomes will have read about it. But what I want to know is, what happens afterwards? It's all well and good Torgal saving our arses, but if it costs him what it cost Jill...
Right. Let me know if you learn anything.
Will do. And you do the same, eh?
Jill. Listen to Taya.
I will. Thank you.
Tomamos el control de Clive y aquí comienza una nueva misión de historia, el regreso de un prodigio. Y nos hablan de las habilidades de Titán. Ahora puedes usar los poderes de Titán, despliega sus habilidades como gancho pétreo o puño sísmico y explora nuevos estilos de combate. Puedes comprobar más información en el apartado habilidades del menú principal. Destreza de Titán. La destreza de Titán, bloqueo titánico, invoca el brazo de Titán para protegerse de los ataques enemigos. Si se bloquea un ataque justo antes de recibir daños, se puede ejecutar un contraataque titánico hasta 3 veces seguidas pulsando cuadrado. Esto de hecho, chicos, es un trofeo. Hay un par de trofeos relacionados con esa técnica de Titán, pero ya lo haremos más adelante. Por el momento, gente, tenemos una nueva cacería. Si echamos un vistazo al tablón, veréis que tenemos disponible esta de aquí, que es el asesino pringoso, que se encuentra en el acantilado gañido del halcón, en Rosaria. Así que, bueno chicos, yo creo que va a ser lo primero que hagamos. Luego ya hablaremos con Otto. Pero antes de dirigirnos hacia allí, vamos a ir a hablar con Harpócrates, porque hace mucho que no hablamos con él. Y creo que podremos subir un poquito más el nivel de conocimiento, porque una vez que alcance el nivel 5 conseguiremos un trofeo. Ahora mismo imagino que alcanzaremos nivel 4, más o menos, espero llegar al nivel 4. Vamos a hablar con él y descubrámoslo. Memorándum. Le contamos todas nuestras aventuras. Harpócrates pone por escrito sus nuevos conocimientos y hemos alcanzado nivel 4. Pues un poquito más, chicos, y conseguiremos el trofeo. Vale, pues ahora sí, yo diría que estamos listos. Voy a comprobar que no haya absolutamente nada nuevo en la tienda, en la herrería o en nuestro camarote, por si hay alguna carta. Y enseguida ya, chicos, nos vamos a la cacería. Caron no tiene nada nuevo, la herrería parece que tampoco. Pero sí que tenemos carta nueva. Nos aparece aquí la marquita. Vamos a ver de quién se trata. Por un nuevo futuro. Gracias por rescatarme en Rosalith. No sé qué habría sido de mí si tú, Gav y Torgal no hubierais aparecido. Al ver la ciudad que en otros tiempos consideré mi hogar en aquel estado, no pude evitar sentir un gran vacío por dentro. Sin embargo, de nada sirve añorar un pasado que no volverá. Sus recuerdos siguen vivos en mi interior, y con eso me basta. Ahora, con la vista al frente, tenemos que luchar por nuestro futuro, un futuro de igualdad y libertad. Jill. Bonita carta. No sé qué necesidad había de enviarnos esta carta cuando hemos hablado con ella hace nada, pero bueno. En fin, vayamos a por la cacería, chicos, la cual se encontraba en el acantilado gañido del halcón. Así que para allá que nos vamos. Una vez lleguéis, lo primero, vamos a llamar a nuestra querida Ambrosia.
Good girl.
Y pongamos rumbo hacia donde se encuentra nuestra querida Escoria. Vamos a ir avanzando hacia el norte, bajando por el camino, ¿vale? Seguid el camino. Hay un brillito justo enfrente, vamos a por él. 10 guiles y continuamos hacia abajo. Encontraréis otro brillo por el camino. Tres colmillos afilados. Y ahora giramos a la derecha una vez que paséis la roca. Y por aquí, en esta zona un poco amplia, es donde debería de aparecer la escoria. Dar un paseo por aquí, vale, chicos, hasta que aparezca. No se ve a simple vista, pero cuando lo vaya a hacer, Ambrosia se detendrá. Y ahí aparecerá. Se trata del Flíncipe, clase A. Cuidadito, rival duro. Normalmente los flanes suelen ser resistentes a los ataques físicos, por lo que bajarle la vida no creo que vaya a ser tarea fácil. Utilizamos nuestras mejores técnicas, sobre todo para ir bajando la barra de vulnerabilidad, ya sabéis. Atentos a cuando se lance encima vuestro para intentar hacer siempre una esquiva perfecta y así poder contraatacar, como he hecho yo hace un momento. Hielo plus plus, cuidadito. Ya estáis viendo que tiene magias plus plus. Vale, buen esquive, contraataque. Tiene geo plus plus, pero no le hemos dejado hacerlo. Acordaros siempre de derribar al enemigo cuando le quitéis la mitad de la barra. Cuidado con esos bracitos que se estiran a los Luffy de One Piece. Piro plus plus, facilísimo de esquivar. Es una bola bastante lenta. Parece que enseguida le vamos a dejar vulnerable. Salta, perfecto, contraataque. Y... vaya, hombre, pensé que le íbamos a dejar vulnerable antes de comerme ese ataque. Con cuidado. Vamos el hielo plus plus. Esperamos a que salte y ahora sí. Vulnerable, perfecto. Activamos el modo de superación para ir pegando y curándonos. Como veis, le estamos haciendo poquito daño, pero bueno, todo cuenta, así que no hay problema. 15.499. Ojo que hace magia doble. Hemos esquivado, pero ahora se venía el hielo, que también hemos esquivado. A partir de este momento hay que tener bastante cuidado, porque lo de que lance 2 veces magia puede ser algo problemático. Vamos a esperar a que salte. Ahí está. Ok. Ese cabezazo no me lo esperaba. Vamos a derribarle. Un golpecito más. Ahí estamos. Garras fulmíneas. Tornadito. Orbes. Y nos alejamos un poco. Cuidado, Ahí está. Y vulnerable otra vez. Ya tiene menos de la mitad de la vida. Por el momento está siendo la escoria que más tiempo me lleva a derrotarla. Muy buen daño aquí, muy buen daño. Antes no habíamos llegado ni a los 20.000 de daño y esta vez han sido 28.000. Aunque él me acaba de quitar casi la mitad de la vida de un solo manotazo. Ven, salta aquí. Muy bien. Magia doble. Genial, contraatacamos. Hemos bloqueado ataque. Muy buena esa. Manotazo pringoso, cuidado, que antes me quitó muchísima vida con eso. De hecho, me ha vuelto a golpear, Mira que estamos haciendo un montón de esquivas. Y sobre todo estamos haciendo esquivas perfectas. Pero dos ataques, dos manotazos que me he comido. Y mirad la vida, Es increíble el daño que hace este bicho. Hay que tener en cuenta que nosotros estamos en nivel 32 y este bicho tiene nivel 38. Le lleva 6 niveles. Pero bueno, está a punto de caer. ¡Buah! En serio, lo de ese manotazo es increíble. Y... vulnerable, ya está. Le derrotamos, chicos. He estado a punto de tener que utilizar una poción. Me hubiera parecido horrible tener que utilizar una poción contra una escoria. A ver, seguramente más adelante tendremos que hacerlo, pero... por el momento... los jefes, las escorias... todos estos rivales así fuertes... están saliendo bastante bien. No hemos tenido que hacer uso de pociones o ultra pociones en la mayoría de los casos. Hemos obtenido ahí un buen material, un material bastante raro, que es la masa gelatinosa. No sé para qué nos servirá, pero seguramente para algo bueno. Pues nada, de vuelta a la guarida. Por el momento no tenemos ninguna misión secundaria disponible, con lo cual vamos a hablar con Otto y seguramente después de hablar con él y quizá alguna persona más y avancemos un poquito más en la historia, aparecerá alguna misión secundaria, estoy seguro. Venga, vamos a hablar con Otto aquí en la toldilla y veamos qué nos cuenta.
Not all of the nobles made it out alive. Otto, is now a good time?
It's not a bad one. How's Jill doing?
She's been better. Ty is making sure she gets the rest she needs.
Good.
Any word on Kupka's movements?
Vivian's doing what she can to try and track him, but she's feeding on scraps. We've sent ours out to the Cursebreakers and their other friends in the west, asking them to keep their eyes peeled for anything unusual. No leads yet, but it's only a matter of time.
Right. Let me know when you find something.
There he is. All right, Clive. Still busy saving the world.
Mid. When did you get back?
Just now.
What about your studies?
Adjourned. Since Hugo Kupka invaded Rosaria. All the canvas in uproar about it. He's gone mad. He's turned rogue. It'll be us next. You try concentrating with all of that.
All right. You win.
How long will you be staying this time?
Dunno. A while, most likely. Any road, while I'm here, I was hoping you could do us a favour.
Mid. You can't just expect me to...
Please, oblige her. While we are busy tracking down Kupka, you should have a little time to spare.
Professor! Now there's a face I haven't seen in a while. Shouldn't you have it buried in a dusty old tome?
I did, till a familiar trill pricked my ears. As ever, your exuberance is a breath of fresh air, which successfully scattered the painstakingly assembled fragments of my thoughts.
I'll take that as a compliment. Well, Clive, you heard the professor. So, I'll meet you in the storeroom when you're done.
Wait, hold on. Breath of fresh air? Bloody tempest, more like.
Oi, Otto, you got my gill?
Huh? What are you on about?
My fee for bringing Mid across. She said you were paying.
That little... The storeroom, was it? I wonder what Mid's
Mid ha vuelto, todo el mundo está muy contento, salvo Otto, cuyos gastos corren por su cuenta. Así que nada, vamos a hablar con ella y ver qué es lo que nos cuenta y qué es lo que pretende hacer aquí en la guarida, porque yo creo que tiene sus propios planes. Veamos.
You took your time.
I'm a busy man, Mid.
I'll get to the point then. I want to turn the room down there into a workshop like the one I had at Dad's place.
Mid, you've only just come back.
And I've been thinking about it for a while. Dad said I had a knack for engineering. Told me everything he knew about it. Then sent me off to Canva to learn everything he didn't. That was his dream for me. That one day I'd put my studies to use for the good of the cause. But I'm helping no one stuck at school. I've studied enough. It's time I put my knack to work. I know that I can help the people here, and I want to do it.
Well, well, well. It's Sid could see you now. All right? I'll tell Otto you'll be staying.
I knew you'd say yes. Which is why I wrote up a list of jobs for you.
For me?
Who else?
What do you want me to do?
First things first, I need equipment and materials to start making my own. There's the design to the stuff I need, and the stuff it needs smithing from. The other materials I can work myself. Just need a generous benefactor to lay them on for me. Apart from the wood, I'll need a carpenter for that, but I can just borrow yours.
Is that everything?
For now. I'll let you know if I need out else.
Nueva misión, chicos. Manos a la obra. Tenemos que ayudar a Mid a montar un taller. ¿Por dónde empezamos, Clive? Dime. Materiales y herramientas. Hablar con Caron y Blackthorn. Pues sí, tiene todo el sentido. Vamos a hablar con ellos dos. A ver si podemos conseguir los materiales y, digamos, mano de obra fácilmente, ¿no? Porque no solo vamos a necesitar materiales. Venga, ponemos rumbo a hablar con Caron. Creo que nos va a salir cara la cosa. Conociendo a Caron, que es bastante avariciosa, veremos. Veremos qué nos pide a cambio.
Was wondering where you'd got to. Mid's back from Canva. Have you seen her?
Just now. She's planning to set up a workshop in the stores and ask me to buy her some materials. Here's the list. Think you can find everything on there?
This lot? Wouldn't be much of a trader if I couldn't.
Excellent. As for payment...
It's paid 100 times over by what that girl's done for us. If it weren't for her filters, we'd have naught to drink but blight water, and that would have drained the life out of us long ago.
Indeed it would.
I'll send the stuff on to Mid when it comes in.
Thank you, Karen.
¿Qué? ¿Los materiales ya pagados? Pero ¿quién es esta? Esta no es Caron. Me acabo de quedar loco. Vamos a hablar con Blackthorn.
Blackthorn, you busy?
What does it look like?
I have a commission for you. From Mid. She requires certain tools. Do you think you can make them?
Bloody hell. What's she planning to build with this stuff? An airship? I'll see what I can do.
Tell her I'll bring them over when I'm done. My thanks. And mids, no doubt.
Vale, la reacción de Blackthorn era la que me esperaba, sinceramente. Pero Caron me ha sorprendido mucho. Ahora tenemos que hablar con Bardolph. Supongo que será para conseguir mano de obra. ¿Dónde narices está? ¿Abajo? Vamos a bajar en el elevador. Y sí, aquí está. Hablemos con él. Es el carpintero, ¿no?
How do, Master Sid?
Bardolph. Mid's looking to build a workshop in the storeroom, and she needs the aid of a skilled carpenter. So naturally I thought of you.
Well, I'd love to help the young miss however I can. But I'm afraid I got my hands full just keeping this place afloat. There's holes need patching, and if I don't patch them, we'll all of us sink into the mere. I'd gladly spare Mid all the time I have, but the sad truth is, I ain't got none.
I see.
It don't have to be me, though, does it? What about that other fella? You know, the one over at Martha's Rest. Bernard, was it?
That's right. And he is a friend of the cause. I'll ask Martha if she can spare him. Thank you, Bardolph.
Least I could do.
Parece que está ocupado, pero nos ha dado una idea, que es hablar con Marta para ver si su carpintero, Bernard, nos podría ayudar a hacer el taller de Mid. Pues venga, rumbo a la fonda de Marta. Hablaremos primero con Marta para ver si es posible y luego supongo que nos mandarán a hablar con Bernard. Marta, como ya sabéis, se encuentra en su posada. Entramos y hablamos con ella tras el mostrador.
Ah, Clive, what brings you to the Rest?
Our home finds itself in need of an extra carpenter. I wondered if I might be able to borrow Bernard for a short while.
I don't mind if he don't. We're all friends here, aren't we?
Thank you, Martha. Do you know where I might find him?
He went up to Cressida on business. No idea what, mind. Place is a ruin. Far as I know, he's still there.
I'll look from there then.
Bernard se ha ido a Cressida. Ese lugar yo diría que no lo conocemos. No me parece que hayamos visitado ningún lugar llamado así. Igual es una nueva zona que podemos explorar ahora mismo, chicos. Vale, debemos ir por aquí por la izquierda según salís de la posada. Y atravesamos el puente. Estamos en la zona de Gavillaverde, por si os perdéis. Vamos a ir con Ambrosía. Está a unos 300 metros ese lugar de Cressida. No sabemos exactamente qué es lo que hace Bernard en ese lugar. Supongo que lo averiguaremos una vez que lleguemos. A ver, creo que es por aquí, ¿verdad? Vamos a girar a la derecha. Estamos llegando. ¿Y puedo ver a lo lejos a Bernard? Eso creo. Ahí lo tenemos.
Hi. I've ended the lad who saved my life. What brings you to a place like this?
You do, Bernard. Martha said I might find you here. I have a proposition for you.
Oh, do you now? Building a workshop, you say? Well, that beats tacking boards to bridges, sure enough. And if Martha didn't mind me being gone a while, then neither do I. You just tell me where you want me.
That's the spirit.
I couldn't ask a favor, though, could I? Before we go?
Of course.
Well, that there is Cressida, where I grew up. Ain't much left of it now, though. Except my parents' graves. But I came up here hoping to visit. I even patched up the bridge to get across. Only to find the place crawling with fiends. But you're a dab hand when it comes to dealing with beasts and bogles, ain't you? Any chance you could,
It's the least I can do.
Well, thank you kindly. And take care.
Ahora lo entiendo todo. Cressida es la aldea natal de Bernard y parece ser que está llena de monstruos, pues vamos a hacer una limpieza. No creo que nos vaya a costar demasiado. Después de habernos enfrentado al Flíncipe, esto es... nada, morralla. Hacemos unas llamas del renacer. Esto les quita casi toda la vida. Vamos a ir rematando a los que quedan. Ven aquí, pincita. Otra por aquí. Y más enemigos. Estos han aparecido ahora. Pues venga, vamos a hacer los rayos del juicio. Todos fuera. Bueno, no todos. Nos quitamos de en medio a la espina. Nos quedan otros dos enemigos por aquí. Otra espina menos. Y se acercan más enemigos. Pero bueno, ¿cuántos hay? ¡Ojo! ¡Un dragón! ¡Un biur! No puede ser verdad. Pues venga, tornadito. Vamos bajando esa barra de vulnerabilidad. Os odio. Odio a los dragones. Cuidado que no veo nada. Vale, le podemos derribar. Garras fulmíneas, vulnerable. A pegarle. Cuanto antes le matemos, mejor. Supongo que este va a ser el último rival. Bueno, casi la mitad de la vida. Nada mal. Con otro vulnerable yo creo que será suficiente. Se mueve bastante rápido el biur. Contraataque. Rayos del juicio. Uf. Ahora podemos derribarle. Barras fulmíneas. Llamas del renacer y vulnerable. Ya está, chicos. Combate hecho. Estúpido dragón. Muérete ya, hombre. Enemigos derrotados. Pues misión cumplida. Un buen botín, no está nada mal. Y Bernard, ahora cumple tu palabra.
You made short work of that lot. Thank you, son. Now my folks can rest in peace once more.
How long is it since the village was abandoned?
Oh, people started packing their things after the duchy fell. Between the Blight and the Imperials, you just couldn't make ends meet. Must be nigh on a decade since the last wagon left. Oh, it may as well have been a century, looking at the place. This isn't the Cressida I remember.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't be. Can't live in the past, no matter how nice it might have been. Soon as I'm done saying a prayer for those that raised me, it's on to your hideaway. I'll meet you there.
Pues nos veremos allí, Bernard. Antes de dirigirnos a la guarida, chicos, ya que esta zona es nueva, vamos a explorar un poquito, hacernos con algún brillo azul y quizá algún cofre. Ya sabéis que esto no es estrictamente necesario, ni mucho menos, no hay trofeos por abrir cierta cantidad de cofres, y además los cofres no suelen contener tampoco materiales únicos ni nada por el estilo, son materiales que obtendréis luchando también contra los enemigos, con lo cual no sé si merece la pena mucho abrir los cofres en general, pero de todas formas yo lo voy a hacer. Por aquí tenemos un brillo con 3 pieles de bestia y el primer cofre del tesoro. Muestro la ubicación en el mapa, ahí la podéis ver, y obtenemos 10 fragmentos de belicita. Ya tenemos, vamos, un montonazo de fragmentos. Por aquí no veo nada. Bueno, esperad, que parece que podemos entrar en esta casa y seguramente en el piso superior sí que tengamos cositas. Ahí está, otro cofre. 10 madejas de seda férrea. Ok. Seguimos echando un vistacillo. Aquí no hay nada. Al menos no lo parece. No, no hay nada. Es posible, que me pudiera dejar algún cofre o alguna cosilla, chicos, pero intentaré que no. En esta zona tenemos un destello azul. Esto sí que no es necesario para nada. Pero bueno, ya que estamos, 3 madejas de seda férrea. Y por ahí hay otro brillo azul. Con un colmillo afilado. Creo que lo tenemos todo, gente. Bueno, nos quedaría la zona de la derecha, pero ya volveremos, no os preocupéis. Venga, por el momento vamos de vuelta a la guarida. Y yo creo que completaremos esta misión. Vamos a hablar con Mid. Aunque aparece como una especie de misión principal, en realidad yo diría que esto es como una misión secundaria, más bien. Pero bueno. A ver qué beneficios nos reporta que Mid cree un taller, porque imagino que algún beneficio nos tendrá que dar, ¿no? Venga, hablemos con ella.
All right, Clive? You've all done then?
I am. I've placed your various orders, and a carpenter by the name of Bernard is on his way from Martha's Rest.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Clive.
Is there anything else you need?
Nope. Blackthorn and Lady Karen have already sent over everything I asked for, and I've got all my plans drawn up. So as soon as Bernard gets here, we can get to work. I can't wait.
Misión cumplida. Buena recompensa. Y hálito de la tierra para el gancho pétreo. Una técnica recién adquirida de Titán. Vale, ahora nos piden que vayamos a la enfermería. Pues sí, vamos a ir primero a la enfermería. Aunque ya veis que tenemos 2 misiones secundarias disponibles, pero una de ellas está dentro de la enfermería. Así que, bueno, vamos a hacer esto primero entonces.
Clive.
Talia, how's Jill?
Recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll do my best. Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had something to show you in the shelves.
The shelves? Oh, that's right. He went to ask Hippocrates about Torgor. He must have found something.
Oh, estoy muy interesado por saber lo de Torgal, pero bueno, vamos a hacer la misión secundaria primero. Hablamos con Rodrigue.
You have the look of a man with the twins upon his shoulders, Rodrigue.
Talia has tasked me with removing a Cursebreaker's brand. But it's my first time and I don't think I can do it. I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. You survived, I know, but near as many die as recover. Is it really worth the risk?
You don't need me to answer that. You know full well what we're fighting for. I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals. But until that day, a brand is a burden, and we must lift that burden in order to go undetected. The operation may be dangerous, but it's also essential, and we undergo it willingly.
I know. I still wish there was some other way. But griping about my lot helps no one, I suppose. Don't worry. I'll do what must be done.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs doing is the preparation of a draft to dull the pain. Something I can't do with the infirmary's ammonia supply so low. What few leaves we have would barely be enough for removing a splinter, let alone a brand.
Just tell me what you need.
You'll go? Oh, thank you. No one knows Herblord like Taya, and she swears by ammonia for easing pain. It's simple enough to find, if you know where to look. And fortunately for you, I do. Along the river near the village of Amber over in Rosaria. Just search for the bright blue blossoms.
Misión aceptada, Sedante y Bisturí. Tenemos que encontrar unas florecillas. Consigue la erimonela. 3 erimonelas. Salimos al minimapa y ya nos aparece marcada la zona. Debemos ir al acantilado gañido del halcón. Aquí es donde vamos a encontrar la erimonela. Pues está bastante cerquita, pero bueno, vamos a ir con ambrosía igualmente. Esto es vagueza pura y dura, ¿eh? Lo tengo más claro que el agua. A ver qué nos encontramos por aquí. Lógicamente habrá enemigos. Sí, tenemos raptor coléricos y también abejas asesinas, ¿no? Pues hay que eliminarlos a todos, chicos. Vamos a comenzar con unas llamas del renacer. Ok, bueno, son anófeles. ¿Ves? No sé qué. Bueno, da igual. Como las abejas asesinas. Rayos del juicio aquí. Nos hemos cargado un raptor. Este ya está bastante tocado. Muerto también. ¿Había tantos enemigos, en serio? Ya solo queda este, ¿no? Ah, no, queda otra abeja también. Fuera raptor. Y la abeja básicamente estaba a un golpe. Ok, pues ya podemos hacernos con la erimonela. Una por aquí. Otra por allá. Y una última por aquí. Perfecto. Misión facilita. Easy. Volvemos a la guarida. Vamos a entregar la erimonela. Todo esto para que los portadores puedan operarse y quitarse la marca, ¿eh? Jugarse así la vida. También entiendo que, bueno, si no lo hacen van a tener una vida de sufrimiento total, ¿verdad? Logrando quitar la marca, pues realmente consiguen cierta libertad. Y eso, bueno, creo que compensa bastante.
I hope you didn't have too much trouble finding the ammonia.
Only the usual.
Oh, yes. This is it. And more than I was expecting. I dare say the patient won't feel a thing. That is, unless I...
You'll do fine. Taya trusts you, which means I trust you. The hideaway would be lost without skilled physicers like yourself.
Thank you for the kind words. Truly. But sorry. I'm still terrified. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's a death sentence. Milk of the wyvern tail lurking just below the surface of the skin. One ill-conceived incision, a single slip, and the poison fouls the patient's blood. Failure means death, and even success means tremendous pain. Days of agony as the wound heals. I became a physicker to help people, not to kill them. I don't want to kill anyone.
Cursebreakers lead hard lives, and the operation is only the beginning. They toil in the shadows, risking life and limb, knowing their efforts will win them neither glory nor acclaim. And yet we never won for volunteers. Why do you think that is?
Conviction? They're willing to die?
They're willing to fight. To give their lives to create a world where people like us can be more than mere possessions. I know your work isn't easy, but neither is going under the knife. Be a shoulder for your patients to lean on. Stay strong for them.
You sound like Taya. Do you know what she once told me? It's natural for a patient to feel like they're suffering in solitude. And it's a physicist's duty to see that they don't. Thank you for helping me remember that. I won't falter. Not again.
Pues chicos, misión cumplida, y han estado hablando lo que os comentaba, ¿no? Que al final lo único que quieren es tener cierta libertad y poder vivir una vida normal. Lógico. Pues vamos con la siguiente misión secundaria, que nos queda otra más. A ver... ahí está. Pero antes parece que tenemos cositas nuevas aquí en el rincón del mecenas. Tenemos una nueva recompensa. Ajorca del lobo gigante. Pues venga. Genial. Ya le echaremos un vistazo. Por el momento nos centramos en la misión secundaria. Por aquí está. Tenemos que hablar con... ¿quién eres tú? Doris.
Do you have a moment, Sid? A team of Cursebreakers has gone missing near Northreach.
Which team?
Coles. They were sent to liberate a carriage of bearers before they could be smuggled to market. They were moving in for their assault when the carriage was attacked by goblins. A Cursebreaker managed to release a Stolas amid the confusion, but... this was days ago. They should be back by now, but I've heard nothing from any of them. I can't help but worry that...
They know the work is dangerous, but I'm sure they're fine.
But what if I've got them all killed? Before they go out, I always remind them why we're doing this, what they escaped, and what we're freeing people from. But I never really thought how my words might affect them. What risks they might take because of the things I've said.
I'll go and find them. We'll both rest easier knowing they're safe.
Thank you, Sid. And I'm sorry to trouble you with this. The plan was to intercept the slaver somewhere in the Dragon's Eyrie. I can't tell you much more than that, I'm afraid.
That should be enough to go on. If they were there, Torgal will track them down.
Misión aceptada. La determinación que nos mueve. Bonito nombre de misión. Debemos ir al encuentro del equipo de Cole, que se encuentra en Northreach. Pues venga. Está a unos 200 metros, cerquita también. Vamos a salir de aquí y llamamos a nuestra querida Ambrosia. Buah, en el momento en el que conseguimos a este chocobo es que nos dieron la vida. Sobre todo a mí, con lo vago que soy. Imagino que lo que le haya pasado a Cole es que ha sido atacado, seguramente. Es lo que siempre pasa. La cuestión es, ¿por quién habrá sido atacado? Aquí están, tirados en la hierba. Vamos a hablar con Cole.
Cole, I'm glad you're in one piece.
Just about. Sid, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing here?
Doris sent me to find you. She hasn't heard anything since the attack. She's been worried about you.
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach. The hideaway should have learned of our survival yesterday.
Well, I'm here now. And it looks like you freed the bearers.
Only some. The rest locked themselves in the slavers' carriage rather than fleeing when they had the chance. I want to help them, Sid. But we're barely in any state to protect those few we did save.
You made the right decision. Now where's the carriage?
The goblins may still be out there.
You have duties to attend to here. See to the injured. I'll handle the rest.
All right. Just follow the path to the south. You'll come across the carriage soon enough. And please, hurry. If the beastmen get to those bearers, the poor souls will be eaten alive.
I won't let that happen.
Thank you. And Sid, it's good to see you.
Don't thank me just yet.
Bueno, pues entonces ahora tenemos que ir hasta donde se encuentra el carro y rescatar a los portadores que están allí. ¿Estoy viendo un duende gigante? Sí, no lo estaba soñando. Ok, comenzamos con las llamas del renacer. Vamos a encargarnos primero de los pequeñitos, que ya están muertos todos. Pensé que iban a durar más. Y ahora a por el gigas. Ok, ya le hemos quitado la mitad de la barra de vulnerabilidad, con lo cual le derribamos. Garras fulmíneas. Los orbes también van haciendo su trabajo. Y... vulnerable. Esto ha sido tiempo récord. Tornado para que vaya haciendo dañito. Modo superación. Pegamos ahí rápidamente. Vamos a hacer todo el daño posible. Ahora que tenemos 4 barras de superación, la verdad es que dura mucho, Es que fijaros, ya le hemos quitado más de la mitad de la vida. Locura absoluta. Me voy a alejar porque, bueno, con el tornado no veía nada. Uf, pensé que iba a parar de girar antes, pero bueno, no pasa nada. Vamos a derribarle otra vez. Garras fulmíneas. Unos orbes candentes. Esquivamos. He esquivado, ¿verdad? No sé cómo, pero lo hice. Siempre elijo el peor momento para invocar a los orbes. Con este vulnerable lo conseguimos. No. Le queda una poquita vida todavía. A ver, si le hacemos otro ala carmesí, yo creo que le vencemos. Hay que tener cuidado con este garrotazo. Esta vez he aprendido y no he contraatacado, porque si no me hubiera comido otro garrotazo. Y ya está. Enemigos derrotados. Botín, collar de huesos, material. Ese material creo que no lo teníamos.
Who are you?
A friend. Are there any more survivors? Why didn't you flee with the others? If the goblins had made it through that door, you wouldn't have stood a chance.
Why should we run? One miserable death's no worse than another.
Perhaps. But we're here to give you another choice. Freedom, safety, the life you've been denied. Come with us. Let us protect you.
Sid, I couldn't just let you... You weren't too late then. Thank the gods.
This man risked his life to save yours. To give you a second chance.
Fine. Do with us what you will.
What we'll do with you is take you to safety. After that, it's up to you. Your lives are your own now.
You can leave the rest to us, Sid. We'll get everyone back to the hideaway.
Thank you. I'll let Doris know we're expecting new arrivals.
Pues nada, gente, ya solo nos queda informar a Doris de que vamos a tener visita en la guarida, nuevos portadores que se unen a nosotros. Y con eso habremos completado la misión. En principio doy por hecho de que no tenemos más misiones secundarias, porque no hay más señales y ya hemos visto por el minimapa que tampoco hay misiones en ningún otro lugar. Con lo cual, pues continuaremos historia, iremos a la biblioteca y veremos qué es lo que ocurre. Así nos enteraremos de lo de Torgal.
Sid, welcome back. A Stolas from the Dame arrived not long after you left. If I'd just waited a little longer, I might have been able to deal with things myself. Or maybe I wouldn't. I keep making the wrong decisions.
Cole and the others got home safely. You made exactly the right decision.
No, I was lucky. I've been tracking that slaver for months, and then I sent Cole and you after them woefully unprepared. What kind of leader sends people into danger without considering all the risks? I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be wary, to pull back at the first sign of trouble.
We swore the same oath as you, Doris.
It's good to see you safe and well, Cole. I'm sorry.
With all due respect, we Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you commanded of us. We risk them because we believe in our cause. No one with doubts ever joins our ranks. The agony of removing the brand more than sees to that.
We all know how much bravery that takes.
Cole, I never doubted your courage. Only my ability to see it put to good use. Thank you for your faith in me. I'm not sure I deserve it. I sometimes wonder if I might prefer to risk death alongside the others than ask it of them. But I'm a Cursebreaker. I swore an oath too. I have a role to play, and I must trust that I'm the right one to play it.
You will. In time.
Pues listo, misión cumplida. Recompensa. Y, ¡oh! Un accesorio, alito del fuego. Ojito, disminuye el tiempo de recarga del ala carmesí. No está nada mal. Pues nada, chicos, como os comentaba, no tenemos más misiones secundarias, así que vamos directos a la biblioteca y enterémonos de qué ha pasado con Torgal. ¿De dónde ha salido esa transformación tan sorprendente que nos ayudó a salvar a Jill? Supongo que Harpócrates pues habrá descubierto algo, ¿no? Esperemos.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and, seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Torms?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound, but a rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other?
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, His powers awakened, just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own, his latent birthright as a Frostwolf, it had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal.
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shan't be a moment.
Isn't it brilliant?
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and everyone else. But I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work my fingers to the bone for you lot. Starting right now. Just you wait. I'll make wonders like this world's never seen.
Then I look forward to seeing them.
Aquí estamos de vuelta, chicos, y por fin nos hemos enterado. Así que Torgal es en realidad Fenrir, un lobigélido, y está destinado a ser el protector de Shiva. Impresionante. La verdad es que su transformación ha sido increíble y... menudo perro. Bueno, perro. Entendedme. Ya sabemos que no es un perro al uso, como han dicho, pero es increíble. Me encanta Torgal. Pues nada, chicos, vamos a seguir y ahora tenemos que hablar con Vivian, clase de geopolítica.
How goes the hunt for Kupka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
What? Here?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive, I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
For your trouble. It was a pleasure, in hindsight. Uncle Byron? Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens for your favorite uncle is here! Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmecs empty their treasuries for us. Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmecs will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmecs to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
Bella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
Bueno, chicos, pues recuperamos el control otra vez después de todas estas escenas. La verdad es que no paro de pensar en el momento en el que nos enfrentemos a Bahamut, que seguramente llegará ese momento. Ese combate va a ser de una epicidad impresionante. A ver, antes de ir a hablar con Byron, con nuestro tío, tenemos cositas nuevas por aquí. Parece ser que Caron tiene mercancía nueva. Vamos a ver de qué se trata. Bueno, pues en cuanto a armas, nada interesante. Tampoco me interesa. Tampoco me interesa. Accesorios no voy a comprar nada tampoco. Rollos de música vamos a seguir esperando. Y por aquí ya lo tenemos todo, salvo los elixires, que no me voy a gastar 10.000 en cada uno. A ver, Blackthorn, ¿tú qué tienes para mí? Arma nueva, esto sí. Esto sí, chicos. Un arma nueva nunca viene mal. Por aquí nada. Y por aquí tampoco. Vamos a comprobar que no haya ninguna carta nueva en nuestra oficina, que parece que no. Así que podemos ir a hablar con Byron, con nuestro tío, a ver a qué se debe esta visita inesperada. Bueno, que puede ser simplemente por venir a ver a su sobrino, ¿no? No tiene por qué tener ninguna otra razón especial. Bajamos a los muelles. Y hablamos con nuestro querido tío Byron.
Ah, my dear nephew, how I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dhalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waludas who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned, and where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Pues nada, gente, ya sabemos que el desierto va a ser nuestra siguiente parada, pero antes vamos a hablar con Otto. Vamos a informarle de todo.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lanza and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
Pues ya está, chicos, hemos dejado todo atado aquí en la guarida, hemos dejado a Otto y a Gav al mando, y ya solo queda hablar con Byron y decirle que estamos preparados para irnos.
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
Pues nada, gente, ya sabéis, siguiente destino, el desierto de Velcroy, pero tendrá que esperar al siguiente capítulo. Como siempre, deciros que espero que os esté gustando mucho la guía, que os esté resultando muy útil, os agradecería un buen like, suscribiros al canal para más contenido y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo. ¡Hasta pronto, gentecilla!